All right. Welcome to another Woods Report. All right, let's see what's going on today. Let's see. Today was a slow news day for me. Or I just wasn't interested in some of the stuff
Mama
that people
keep
talking
about all the. She always
Every second she talking about Donald Trump is nervous about not having no money.
and slowly losing his money.
But he's gonna have. I told her somebody gonna come to his rescue. It'll be some country or something.
Nobody's come yet, Ma. No one, no rich millionaire. I thought you said it was some millionaire.
No, it had to be billionaires. Millionaires can't help him.
Somebody they mentioned that on The View, and Whoopi said millionaires don't give money out like that to people that they may not get it back.
They're not that rich.
She said usually they give money to organizations to give out the money.
He said he had he had a meeting with Elon Musk or something. And he ain't gonna give him no money. No. So he'll get money from a foreign entity. That's what I was saying. So
some country, China,
like Saudi Arabia.
He'll do a deal with them to do underhandedly sell our country over to them.
Yeah. It'll be something like that, or maybe he can get a loan from his son-in-law, who he gave him billions of dollars. No, it's not mine.
You don't think so?
I don't know why people keep standing around waiting on something bad to happen to Trump, and then he always comes out at the end, and then they get mad. Mm-hmm. So it's like, don't torture yourself.
It supersedes whatever issue is going on.
Don't torture yourself, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all
waiting on like a reality TV show. What's going to happen to this character?
Nothing.
Are they going to kick him off? Who is the Bachelor going to pick? There's 4 women that's fighting over him. This is a reality show to her.
It's a reality show.
Will he lose the apartment or the home in New York? Oh, I tell you.
It's sad.
The sad thing is this is really reality. Most reality shows have scripts.
No,
sometimes.
This is reality.
And that's scary.
Yeah.
Don't you wish this was reality? This was a TV
don't you wish
show.
It was not real.
No, reality TV show like for real, TV. Where they script it, cut, go home.
Right.
This is like ever.
Oh. All right, let's move on. Emerald says, salutations, everyone.
Greetings and salutations to you too. Okay.
All right. So
you think of that character when you say salutation.
I always think of like some
the little debonair hat.
Yeah, with a hat.
Little top hat and tie.
And a tie.
Okay.
Greetings and salutations to you. That's why I always come out. Well, you mentioned it, so I said let's throw it in here. Jimmy Kimmel has Dr. Dre. Mm-hmm. Dr. Dre received a
Walk of Fame.
The star.
A star.
Walk
of Fame.
A star on the Hollywood
Walk of Fame.
Yeah. And Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, and Eminem showed up to give him, and Jimmy Iovine showed up to give him gifts to talk. You know how they bring people on there to say good things about the person.
Yeah.
So they came out, and while they was in California, they went on the Jimmy Kimmel live show.
Jimmy Kimmel, a lot of times he may have them do a skit, little short skit at the beginning.
So they did a skit,
Dre's Anatomy.
And what happened there? Because I don't,
like Dre's Anatomy, they're doctors.
Oh, Dr. Dre
and the Dr. Dre. And Dre's Anatomy, so they're all Jimmy Kimmel is the patient on the table, and ready to go under. They get ready to operate, and all of them lift up the sheet. Apparently, they're looking at his private part and how little it is, and they can't see it. So they all get little magnifying glasses, and 50 Cent even come out with this big long telescope to see. Come on, man, I got a view here. Maybe, and then, okay, man, go a little to the left. And Dre is doing the surgery. I can't, man, did I miss it?
What were they trying to do?
It. They was doing something to his private part, making fun of it being very little. Okay. He even picked up something, I guess, to pretend that it is.
That's the thing.
And it was real little. These 3 black men looking under the sheet at Jimmy Kimmel talking about how small his private part is. So that was the skit.
So who talked them into that?
50 Cent said later on, he said, you guys are going to have to come back and blah, blah, blah on the show. And they like, yeah, man, just don't have us doing no skits like that or something. 50 Cent was like, I don't want to do no skit like that. That was his idea.
Yeah, that was.
So it was cute that they can all sit and just kind of
right.
And they reminisced a little bit. It was so funny. I got to learn a little bit more about Dre.
You saw how he is.
Oh,
he's not the nicest person.
He's not a nice person, but they know he means business. I get it, like Michael Jackson was. They said in the studio. No, I'm saying when he and Prince, I can understand.
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin, Prince, they have little comments about them when they're working.
Yeah.
When they're in the project, they want it perfect. Do it until you get it right.
That's how Dre
Don't take over. And Snoop used a good analogy. Jimmy Kimmel said, when y'all ever do you ever give input? Let him know I don't agree with you. Do you ever disagree with him? And Snoop kind of used
all the time.
He used the example of I let Dre drive because he's driving this. This is his project with me working with him. I'm in the passenger seat. Jimmy said, do you ever take over? You ever drive and say, man, you're not doing it right or whatever? He said, no, I do. Imagine this. I changed the station, but I let him keep driving. Right. So
that's how I got because I saw it. First of all, him and Snoop is more friends. They more friends.
Yeah.
50 Cent is not really Dre's friend. He's just
he came in to do a project.
Yeah, he's a project person, and 50 Cent is like that. So you could tell that they bump heads. And 50 was like, when he first worked with Dre, he was younger. You don't see him doing that much stuff now.
No, that was 50 Cent's beginning.
Yeah, that not now because I'm a producer and own stuff.
He got a little money. He said. Jimmy asks a lot of questions because he's news media kind of, and he was asking to 50 when he did the project with Dre. You got $1 million, man? He said, "What'd you do with it?" Snoop said, "Man, quit asking all them questions and asking what he did with his money." So because he would be getting them in trouble if they say too much. He said, "I bought my mom or grandmother or somebody a house, or a car, or something like that."
Yeah,
but.
So it has here, Dr. Dre appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live to talk about becoming the latest hip-hop legend to receive the star on Hollywood Walk of Fame. During the sit-down, he admitted that being the recipient of such an honor was not on my mental Rolodex at all. He then revealed that he never even visited the iconic landmark until he was 16. Now, I call Cap on that. Cap is, you know what Cap is? When young people say I call Cap or whatever, he lying. First of all, you can't say that the Hollywood star was not on your radar because you have to try to get it. You have to fill out an application to get it.
Oh, you apply for it?
You apply for it. Oh. So how can it not be on your radar and you applying for it? Get out of here.
Okay.
It's not like it's a surprise. Like somebody showed up and said, hey, guess what? You get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
You think his people apply for him?
But they have to ask him. They're not just going to apply for something.
Okay.
And then they have to vote on it and tell you that you up for it. It's like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Now, if they gave him an award they made an award under his name at the one thing.
Oh, at the award show?
You would think next would be the star, Hollywood star.
Right.
Thing.
Now, would I not want to get a Hollywood star? I would if I was out there and I've been doing stuff. I want to have a star too, but don't act like it was a big surprise, Dre.
Okay.
Then the other thing was eventually 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg joined the Compton producer on the couch and talked about a variety of other topics, including the sequel to Doggy Style. So they doing a new album
called Missionary.
That's what he said. I don't know if that's true.
The opposite.
I think they was being funny.
You think they were? They're not calling it Missionary?
I don't know, but I think they being funny.
They was teasing Jimmy. They said, Jimmy love Missionary. Yeah, Jimmy.
So that they talked about that. They have an album coming out. Snoop has songs, songs on there. 50 Cent has a song on there, he said. And Eminem. And then they said Eminem has an album that he's doing that's coming out. Eminem don't have a song on there. He has an album. His own album
and said he was okay with Dre mentioning that. He had to get back. Otherwise, he would have probably been on the show too.
Let's see. They talked about that. They talked about...
they read off his portfolio of who he's worked with.
Yeah.
He's worked with a lot of people.
Everybody.
I didn't realize that.
Dre's worked with everybody. I like Dre. I'm a fan of Dre. I'm still not gonna forget, him being abusive to women back in the day.
He's changed,
but he's young. That's when he was young.
I'm hoping he's not.
We haven't heard anything recently. It's like Diddy. Diddy would have got away way back in the day I was doing that, but Diddy kept trying to still be Diddy.
I know.
Even in 2023.
You're like, keep the spotlight off of yourself.
Yeah.
But so he's too arrogant to
maybe when you were younger, you were stupid. And then like now I'm older. I'm not as, so I thought that was, just.
It's funny too how Jimmy would ask, like he would ask Snoop a question or he would ask 50 Cent a question as far as involving Dre. And Dre had to cut in and go, no, let me clean.
They all had different stories.
And Dre had to give the right story. I mean, he cut in.
Well, we don't know if Dre's the right story.
But apparently they was going in, like even Snoop didn't remember one song that he was probably so high.
He said, well, how did y'all come up with the name Chronic? And he said some girl was smoking something and they asked her what she called it. She said Chronic or something. But Dre had a whole nother story.
Yeah.
So they all have different.
And he would interrupt them to give the true story. Because
it's true. We don't know if it's the true story or not.
And for him to be interrupting, I don't know.
And they wasn't gonna argue with them. Dre, you can tell Dre gets to say something.
Yeah.
But when Jimmy gets the last. So he was in the audience. Jimmy Iovine.
Oh, who is that?
The white guy that owns the record label. He's
the owner. Yes, to hi to him.
He's the owner.
Oh, because they did a shot on him, and then they had the drink. What's the drink that they had?
Now they created a juice called. You gonna get it to taste it? Gin and juice, because that was
different flavors.
Sipping on gin and juice, laid back. So now they have a actual product called gin and juice.
Gin and juice.
So
they all sampled it.
They're very excited about it. Comes in different flavors.
Yes.
So are you gonna try one?
I might, because I like fruity stuff.
Gin and juice. It's gonna be nasty. I know
it is.
We don't drink.
I know.
So anytime something tastes licorice, we don't like it.
Yeah. If it's got a odd taste too, but anything sweet.
If it has,
like a Bahama Mama kind of thing.
But this probably it don't look like that's what. Unless you blend it, I guess.
Is it carbonated?
I don't know. So that's what's out now. Gin and juice
about that.
In different flavors, like you said. So that's the latest with them. It was nice, like I said, to see Dre get a star.
It is star.
They said that they at the ceremony for the star. They said that they so far the only Super Bowl halftime to win an Emmy.
Wow.
So that's good. I'm sure Usher probably gonna break that record. But so far they have the record.
Okay, that's good.
And I remember that year I was excited because it was hip hop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you don't see much of that at the Super Bowl.
And that was the first year that Jay-Z was over it. And he made them all.
Is he still over it, though?
Yeah, every year he's over it.
I know it was interesting hearing them, because when you hear people talk, if you follow them, usually when you follow entertainers, athletes, whatever, and they're asked questions from the different platforms they're on, you learn more about them, as well as reading through other places. If they're consistently, you kind of learn their personalities. And even as musicians, because I know they shared about Eminem. Eminem is very protective with his songs.
They said that. Yeah, he don't
let everybody just. And that was interesting for Dre to even say that.
Right.
Dre come in, do his part, lay down whatever,
right,
and that's it. And then I think Jimmy even asked him about some of the artists coming in and writing on paper and stuff, and he rather them collaborate, work together versus they're in another room,
right,
writing something. Yeah. So usually when you are in studio atmosphere environment, you do like they said, Parliaments, George Clinton, they would stay overnight, night after night, but they'd be funky, whatever.
Well, they probably like that anyway.
Then clean, because they would be overnight until they got the end of the song or something, was jiving. Yeah. And I do understand that
a lot
happen.
Of stuff that was written back then. I go back and listen to that. You can tell they was high. George Clinton. I'm like, okay, yeah.
I bet you George Clinton and them, they wasn't leaving that studio until they laid that song down.
But now these kids don't care about that. They go in and
that was one thing. Thank you for saying that. Dre did talk about in the old days when he began, they would take a box or a garbage can and they would make their noise and their sound. Yeah. He said right now you can Google some and some come up in 2 minutes. Everything. But I like when he said that, because that was like raw.
Right
off a box. Yeah. When you hearing it in the background, boy, that's a nice sound.
Yeah.
they were more creative. And I like the creativity. Now you
there.
just press a button on a synthesizer.
Yep.
It does it.
And a lot of these kids, they don't have respect for them. Like,
no, they don't.
So they don't care about
They don't know the beginnings, the humble beginnings, when you don't have a sound effect that sounds like a tin can.
But these guys got to quit trying to, this brings us back to the Kanye and the Kanye.
Oh, Kanye.
These guys got to stop trying to go into their world, these young kids' world, and the lingo and the way because you're sitting there being, think about when you was 21 and 22, and somebody's sitting in front of you and they are saying something very profound, and you sitting there and laughing. You talking like, don't you understand? And they sitting there going, hee haw, and you like
all kinds of stupid stuff.
So these guys keep trying to go in their world with seriousness and stuff, and that's not what these young kids.
You gotta meet them on.
You gotta meet them on their level, and you gotta understand. I was thinking about this the other day. I never once thought about dying when I was young.
Okay. Until now.
Do you ever you never thought about it, did you? And y'all out there, you never thought when we was like young, we never thought about dying. Like, I may not be here next year, or
I get a burial plot together, or how are we going to be buried, or how's our funeral? And grandma at the time was in her 50s.
Yeah.
And we were like, she old. In her 50s.
Wow.
When you get older, you think about it.
I know. We're saying now we're in a different season in our lives where we kind of. So you're trying to say how young kids are not.
They don't think like that.
They're in a whole different.
They don't plan like that. And then I'm thinking, like, Mama, she 80. What she think about?
She 80.
Because if we think about it, what she think about it? Do you think about if you go to bed, you gonna wake up the next day?
I'm excited because I know where I'm going.
Okay.
I know, but do you think about you may not be here next month?
Yeah.
Because remember, she talk about heaven a lot. Don't you? I guess when you older, you talk about heaven a lot.
See, we haven't gotten there yet.
You're more excited because if you know that you're saved, you're happy.
I guess so.
But we don't talk about heaven like that now. Mm-hmm. So we still right now we talking about like planning. This how we talk now. We talk like, if God say the same and I'm here, I want to be prepared to be here at 80. Mm-hmm. That's what we think about right now.
You don't know if you're going tomorrow.
You don't have to prepare, I guess.
So I guess at your age, you would be a little bit more relaxed to say, if I go, I go. If I don't, Lord, I like to stay some more years. Like Hezekiah was praying for more years in the Bible, and he added 15 more years.
No, this one I think more of, I don't want to be sick. I don't think about. Yeah, that's true. So that's what I was saying, all of that to say with Dr. Dre and them. Mm-hmm. They are on a different level. So I hope when he puts this album out, him and Snoop, they not anticipating it being.
Well, think about it too.
Millions and millions and millions of people listening to it.
But back up. I was telling you, you got an audience that follows you until you leave this earth.
Oh, so they do. They have a fan base.
There's people that still love George Clinton in the Parliament. So he's got that base that's going to follow him and be excited.
Right.
The young kids, it's a hit or miss. You're right. Because they may not, the messaging may not even go over their heads. Yeah. Maybe their dad or their grandpa may be listening to it, and then they'll hear, what you listening to? Oh, this Dre's new cut.
Yeah.
I like that, Daddy. I like that. So you never know.
We'll see how this album come out. I just hope they don't think, if it don't hit like the first Chronic, don't be upset.
Yeah.
That was in a different time and a different era.
Yeah.
And then our age, not listening to that like we was. Sipping on gin and juice, laid back. My mind on my money, and my money on my mind. No, we thinking about what kind of seat, cushion to put in our chair in the car, so that our back and our butt won't hurt if we drive over 2 hours.
I asked you, but
nobody's leaning back, sipping on gin and juice.
Old school. I was like middle age, your age. We always talk about the music and how people are doing. I said, what are the guys doing now near your age more so than mine? Because you said my age is old. They're like Steve Harvey and
my age
and Sinbad, where they leaning and they got gray hair.
My age is caught up to yours.
Oh,
we in the same category.
Snoop is how old? 40s, 50s?
The same, 50. We in the same. We've caught up to y'all. It was a point to where you were ahead.
Yeah.
But now we all kind of old in the same category.
How old is Dre?
Same, my age.
Your age? That's 50s.
They all about my age.
So 50s is on its way to 60. So do they hang out the way they do? Do they club the way they do? You know what I'm saying? Or is it old school clubbing? Everybody
Dr.
there
Dre
is
59.
See, he's 60.
That's what I'm saying.
When they go out to a club atmosphere,
Snoop is 52.
Do they all be that age? You know, they're not like Kai's age.
No.
Or DDG.
No.
You know? So
50 Cent is 48.
Yeah.
See, they all, that Michelle, or our cousin, she's starting to blend into us now.
Okay.
After a certain age, you just start all blending together to where everybody else is like, you
still
old school.
Young and we're old school now. Okay.
And then mama and them just old.
You don't even say old school.
They not old school. They old. Nobody listen to Jackie Wilson. She listened to Jackie Wilson growing up.
You had a good meme on Facebook.
She had a whole other category.
Asking the question, what cover songs
that you didn't know
that we didn't know was a remake.
Right.
That somebody remade it. I know Wendy did. Wendy, you on if she on. Wendy, you did what's her name from Whitney Houston? And I will always love you.
I knew that.
We all know that one, Wendy. But we're talking about ones that nobody knew.
Right.
And a few of us did the same one when we did Hound Dog. What's her name? Did Hound Dog?
I knew first. Hound Dog was a cover.
I knew it was a cover, but we didn't know who. Mama Thornton.
I didn't know who it was, but I knew that was.
But
a cover.
I told my sister, I said Beyonce did a cover with B.C. Smith, I think is her name. Mm-hmm. But she didn't even. It wasn't even an old song. She took a song the girl put out this year in 2008. And If I Was a Boy. That's something.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm seeing most of the time when you do cover songs, you kind of like give it a time frame before you do it over. Not the year they put it out.
Right.
Beyonce, come on now. If I Was a Boy. Yeah. But I get it. I like that meme because it did make me go, oh, my, how many cover songs have been?
It's a lot.
Dre and them took
everybody a lot of them. So a lot of them. All right, so that was Dr. Dre.
That was a good interview. I enjoyed.
Yeah, it was funny seeing them all together. Seeing them.
Okay.
I wish they was like that in real life.
Yeah.
A lot of these people not like that in real life.
They're a different person.
But when they get on the show or whatever, that's they playing a character.
Okay.
Emerald says, I already did the salutations. Everybody saying hi to each other. Wendy says maybe 20 years left. That's how she looking at it.
Okay.
All right, so now
everybody's aiming for 100, you think, or 95?
I don't know. If I'm in good health and my mind is there, I don't mind. Yeah. I don't want to be 80, 90 looking out of a window with drool coming down my mouth.
Okay. And don't remember what day it is.
At this point, that's why I said, at this point for us, we start looking at the quality of life. Mm-hmm. Like, what is our quality of life going to be? Versus nobody quantity. Wants to live a long time and your quality is not good.
Yeah.
So that's how.
Unfortunately, our grandmother, it was just the mind that left, but she physically was still able to walk. And 95.
Wendy says, heard it through the grapevine. Oh yeah, Gladys made Marvin Gaye. That was Marvin Gaye. Wendy, no, I did not know about Dolly Parton. Okay.
You didn't?
So she didn't know.
Oh my God, Wendy. That was like one of the cover songs that everybody knew right away. Mm-hmm. Because Dolly had given...
She made a blessing.
She made a big deal about it, saying she loved Whitney. And
she said, I like her version better than mine.
Yeah, so that's why we all knew that one. So
all right, so Mackenzie Scott. Now, you know who Mackenzie Scott is?
Ex-wife.
The ex-wife of Jeff Bezos.
Amazon man.
When he got a divorce, remember he was the richest man in the world, and he got a divorce from Mackenzie, and he didn't fight. He gave her half, and went on.
And that's good because
he should, because she helped them build it.
Yes, she did. That's how it should be.
That's how it should be.
God forbid if a couple breaks up, a power couple, a couple that's rich like Bill
and you
Gates
still
and his
got
wife.
$200 billion.
Yes,
for goodness' sake,
your wife was with you. Oh. Give her half.
Yeah.
Because y'all work together to get to that level of money.
So Mackenzie, she is up there with money.
She normally gives it out anyway, don't she?
She has every year. It says the philanthropist Mackenzie Scott is giving away $640 million to 361 nonprofits. Her organization, Yield Giving and Lever for Change, announced Tuesday after an open call for applicants.
So he does it in that ceremony.
Yeah.
She does it separate.
She does her thing separate.
Nonprofits. That's good.
More than 6,000 nonprofit organizations had applied for the funding.
Oh.
Scott ended up giving more than double what the original open call planned for.
Because probably a lot of people.
Which was 250 of them. Wow. She ended up giving 360 something, we said.
That's nice.
$1 million to each one.
Ooh.
According to the Lever for Change, the organization that managed the open call. In light of the incredible work of these organizations as judged by their peers and external panelists, the donor team decided to expand the awardee pool and the award amount, according to what they said. Mm-hmm. Now, you have to understand, when you get to a certain point, like these people, billionaires, where it's $200 billion, the interest alone of what they make off of what they own is billions of dollars every year.
Because you think about
they can't even spend the money they have. That's how much money they got.
That's beautiful when they do give it away like this. Because technically, one man, one family, how many kids he got, you can't spend all that money in your lifetime. So why not give it and bless it and plant a seed in other people's dreams to let them build as well?
Yep.
I like
now,
that.
The gifts are transformative for many recipients. There was a gender justice organization.
Ooh, how does
aims
work?
To advance gender equality. She gave them $2 million.
What is their job? What do they do?
The largest one-time gift in history. She gave to a gender justice organization.
Do they help people as far as either do they physically do things?
Let me say
to help those who are having some gender identity issues, or do they also help counsel them and find ways for them to be safe and all that?
Let me see,
because that would be the direction I'm thinking that this organization does.
We work to create a world where everyone can thrive, no matter their gender identity or expression, or sexual orientation. Central to this work is dismantling the legal, political, and structural barriers to gender equality.
So they step in situations that legally make...
It says here legal, strategic impact litigation, policy advocacy, partnership and coalition building, and they do public education.
So they need money to...
Probably legal.
For a lot of
people getting fired for being...
Yes.
You know.
Because that's discriminating. So it's like giving money to a company that helps you with minority situations. If you Black people or Hispanics or whatever, and they help them in legal situations and other things that deal with equality and making sure the playing field is the same. Nobody's being uncomfortable where they're working because of their gender and what their identity is. Okay, that was the biggest one she gave, huh?
They said in history, $2 million.
Wow. All right.
That's a lot.
And that's her money. She can do what she want with it.
Anything she wants to.
Anything she wants. I'm glad she's not giving it to cult groups like Satan. Remember that one little Satan school place?
Oh,
it was like a daycare, Satan's Nights or something. It was weird. But if she did give her money to it, what can we say?
Yeah. It said to move forward in the prize, organizations had to be rated by their peers. In fall 2023, the top rated applicants advanced to a second round interview with an external panel and then underwent a final round. The 279 organizations that were in the top tier scores received $2 million each. And then when they added on the other ones, they all got $1 million. So.
Okay. I ain't mad at her. It's her money.
It's her money. She can do whatever she wants.
I'm proud that she's giving it away though. Because she can't.
She's gifted $436 million to Habitat for Humanity.
Ooh.
And $84 million to the Girl Scouts of USA.
Habitat is building homes, right?
So throughout the thing, she's given over $436 million. It's because of her Habitat is still probably going.
Yeah,
that's and why 84 to the Girl Scouts.
Wow.
The largest ever donation from a single individual. She probably was a Girl Scout.
Yeah. And she likes the what they stand for and how they, how they build little girls' dreams and help them. Yep.
So that's her thing. I think we talked about her last time. If you go and look at our old videos, I think we did talk about what she gave out last year. Mm-hmm. So we always talk about.
So her and her ex are still giving. That's still good. Giving. Bill Gates and his wife, I think.
They are, well, he gives a lot to Africa.
He gives a lot, to other countries.
All right, so that's Mackenzie. Now I keep saying every day. What's wrong?
I'm trying to get comfortable.
Oh, every day I talk about Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, we're finally talking about this.
Now, Bernie Sanders proposed a 32-hour work week. The measure will require companies to cut hours but preserve the pay. So you're still, okay, I'll tell you. A push to slash the standard work week from 40 hours to 32 hours.
Same
pay. Gaining a foothold in the Senate with a proposal that would require businesses to offer a 32-hour work week but preserve the employee's pay.
32-hour work week is knocking off 8 hours. So what is he thinking? One day is off?
Or maybe an hour or something.
Longer break, or you come in later and work later. 32. Anyway,
probably you work it out. Yeah, probably you work it out.
I don't know if he's going to pass that one.
Why would a company pass that?
Well,
what benefit would that make me as a company to do that?
I know. I'm trying to think. I don't understand. I guess I need to hear more of what's his reason behind that, because what people are doing now at these companies is they're still working a 40-hour week. They're just not physically in the office all the time. They're working from home. They have more flexibility. So you don't feel 40 hours because you're at home.
He said that the 40-hour work week came in 1940 when machinery was made. People were using on the production lines and stuff. Mm-hmm. So we don't have that anymore. So why are we still sticking with a 40-hour work week?
But even when
it says the United Kingdom, a study found last month found 9 in 10 companies opted to retain a 4-day work week after participating. So they like it. They have it over there.
That's to me a 4-day work week.
Yeah.
Which a lot of companies have switched to as well. But it's still 40 hours though.
You still got to pay. It's not 40 hours. You get 32 hours, but you still got to get the same pay.
No, I'm saying some people who have switched to the 4-day thing, there's still 40 hours because your 4 days is not 8 hours. It's longer. You have Friday off or you have Monday off or something. He's saying definitely do 32 hours, but get paid like you were working 40 hours.
Well, now the Republicans don't like it, of course.
I don't understand how he can. Okay, I kind of see both sides.
They say that it'll go overseas. They said it'll ship the jobs overseas. And they also said the employers won't like it.
Yeah. I don't see how you can justify working 32 hours and still getting paid 40 if you're saying that whole 40 started back in the 40s and we don't have machinery anymore. So why not cut it down to 32 and you get paid 32?
No, you don't want to cut people's pay.
Then leave it 40 then.
Well, that's the whole point.
You're not going to get 32 hours from somebody and paying them 40. You feel like you're getting cheated.
Somebody said for the bill to reach President Joe Biden's desk, it would need to garner majority support in the Republican-controlled House. Now, one Republican said it will never get through Congress, not in my lifetime.
I don't think it will. I don't like it. As if I had my own company. What's your purpose?
Yeah, what's your reasons?
I don't like that. I feel like until I hear more and more what he's saying, to me as a company that owns this company, you're cheating me out of 8 hours that you could still be doing something. And I'm paying you for 40?
You know what I would say?
I should pay you for the exact hours you worked.
What I would say is, I don't mind you saying they don't have to be in an office for 40 hours.
I like that.
I like if he presented a bill that said 32 of the hours have to be in the office, if you have a job like that.
Yeah.
And then 8 of it can be you at home still working.
Yeah, like that. But not
that's only if your employer approves it.
but not to work 32 hours only, and I'm paying you 40 hours of work. I don't know where Bernie is getting that from.
Emerald says, I like to work for 10-hour days. Okay. So you would rather do 10-hour days and then have one day off.
Some of the nurses that I had when I was in the hospital, they had shifts like that.
Yeah.
Real long hours for certain days.
And she said, and I have 3 days off.
Yeah.
Justice says they have a hard time getting these young people to work. Maybe that's why Bernie Sanders is saying it.
For the younger
generation. You got to remember Bernie Sanders. A lot of young people like Bernie Sanders because he thinks about things that the younger generation is kind of thinking of. But here's the, I don't know.
The younger generation can be lazy. Give me 40 hours of work. I can only work 32.
And would they just ship it over to another country? Because what you're not willing to do, somebody else is.
There are other countries. We did a lot of offshore, and we got in trouble for one of the offshores because they got us in trouble that we had to be before Congress with that one. But they are quick. They'll get paid the very low minimum of wages for that job where we're going rush away.
The working class, I there's a part of me that understands what Bernie is saying. Mm-hmm. You got this young generation, like Justice is saying, they not working no 40 hours, and they not going to be stuck in no building for 40 hours.
And they need to find something else to do then.
But then you got AI coming too. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
And everybody's going to social media, right? They're trying to be a social media influencer.
But everybody can't get on one thing and then everybody try to get paid.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. It's a hard one because how do you save the working class? Keep jobs in America. Mm-hmm. You know what? Ask Comb over that question. When they have a debate, him and Biden. Instead of asking them stupid questions like the media does all the time, ask them about that. How you going to save the working class in the future, bozo? What's your idea?
That man don't care about the working class. He cares about everybody on his level as far as income.
How do you get young people back to work? Tell us, bozo. Now, he might say something that we might go,
profound. Okay. That may get him in. If it's some really good idea. They
may ask Joe Biden a question, and Joe Biden might be the old Democrat that says, we're going to have to stay with 40 hours. Yeah. If not, they're going to ship the jobs over, and AI is going to take over, and this and that. And then Comb over steps to the mic and says, I don't agree with that. Well, what do you think? I think these young kids are like a social media and stuff like that. How about have them do stuff if they only work 30 hours, maybe 10 or something of the hours can be them doing marketing and going out and doing stuff on the media, getting the word of the company out there, hashtagging stuff. And then people will be like,
who's for?
Dang, Joe do seem old.
Who's for taxing big companies? Like an Amazon. What side?
That would be the Democrats.
Both sides. Democrats would want to.
The
Republicans don't care?
No, they not. They business. They for the business.
So they don't want to tax.
They don't want Amazon going to another country. Oh, so they not union and all that stuff. They don't want people to don't mess up the business.
Cut their taxes low to keep the jobs in the states.
So that's a question for Comb over and old man Joe. Mm-hmm. How are you going to save the jobs in the future when everything is going overseas and you got a group of young people that's coming up that don't want to work in an office and do 9 to 5 or 40 hours and they don't stay? We got cousins that's young. They stay on their job for about a week and they out of here. Mm-hmm. You buy him a new lunchbox with the name of the company on it, and he's moved on to another company.
Or a name tag. He carries it with him.
My mother be coming, such and such is working at such. Oh, really? Oh. And then next week, he don't work there no more.
What? I took them to work last week. To their first day.
No. Tell us. Let's figure how to get them there. Okay. So maybe, Lenore, you take them on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Kim, you take them on Tuesday and Thursday. So now we thinking, okay, we'll rearrange everything. We'll get up in the morning and we'll take them. He ain't even going back the next week.
We done worked out a whole...
I don't need to do that. I found out I can make more money doing Uber Eats.
And you know who you are too. If you're listening to us, you know who we talking about.
I don't need to do that. I found out there's a app Pixelated, and I go on there for about 2 hours. I'll make about $200. I said,
but
why would I want to go to a stupid company and sit there all day?
But I just took you to the new job. I was so happy you did orientation and everything. You're not there no more.
I'm not doing that.
Oh my God!
I gotta wear shirt and tie and all of that.
Ugly hat. Remember on Good Times when JJ came in and worked for that chicken shack? He had that big chicken.
Yeah, the clucker.
He had the chicken hat on his head walking around. He was happy about that job.
And you know what? To be perfectly honest with you, wow. I'm not young, but I totally agree. I used to sit in the office for hours for $100. Now we can go out and do Uber Eats and do 4 or 5 drop-offs of some stupid McDonald's. I got $100.
Yeah. You pay your rent and everything and don't even have to go wear an ugly uniform.
And get up at a certain time and go sit and check Who wants to do that?
See, that's the problem. And a lot of offshore people do. Most of the time you pick up the phone, you hear an accent, don't you? Yeah. Offshore.
And the people who service us that do Uber and Grubhub, they're in some farm in India. I call, I hear chickens in the background. I'm like, hello?
Hello?
Hold on.
Seriously, we heard an animal in the background.
I mean,
Put you on hold.
No. Okay, now, you say,
if we were to trace where these offshore people are picking up our calls.
You say stores, restaurant closed? Yeah. Just hit button. Say restaurant closed.
They in another country. They can care less what Uber issue you're having.
Or contact us. Ring, ring, ring. Customers say he didn't receive food. Look, I left it on the doorstep. Okay.
They don't even fight for it.
I went into one place, the restaurant lady owner. Mm-hmm. Who can I talk to? I call and it's a machine. I'm complaining. I don't like Grubhub. They do this. I said, you talking to a machine.
Yeah. If you get a live person,
I said, it's one guy who owns the company. Mm-hmm. You're not going to talk to him. You're going to talk to a machine.
That's probably why a lot of Uber now is kind of straightening up with a lot of the situations they're dealing with, especially the Uber drivers, because people are now unsafe when they're getting into Uber driving and whatever. So
I don't know.
They gotta pick up. I see what you're saying.
I understand
now,
what you're saying.
The younger generation, 32 hours.
They're not even gonna work 32 hours. To be honest with you,
get them to work.
You trying to get them to work 32 hours, and they like that's too much.
25 is 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day.
No,
they don't even want to do that.
So I understand what you're saying, Bernie, but like this Republican guy said, not in my lifetime.
Yeah,
we're not passing that.
They're not passing that one.
What did somebody say? Let's see. I have time to get into the young.
32 hours.
Oh, Justice says I have a hard time getting these youngsters to work at all. We said that. Wendy says 10 hours, 4 days a week. 4 days a week. Emerald says the young have a short attention span and don't want to be told what to do.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard for them if they're already struggling with this.
Do y'all see that commercial that come on YouTube? Till you work till you're 102. Don't be a future you. And he says, so you didn't save up, so you have to work to 102. And then when he comes in, it's a little young man saying, "You're late." Ooh, and he's 102.
Oh no!
So they said, "Don't be me. Start putting money to the side now, so you have some money."
No, work until you're 102.
Until you're 102.
Oh wow!
And a little snotty nosed kid is asking you,
your boss,
telling you late.
Oh my goodness!
And you getting up at 102 to come to work.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So that's that. Bernie, I don't think that's gonna pass, buddy.
Sorry, Bernie.
559 to the 59th power to the 100. Divide 152 to 500. 5,000 people are taking care of 3,000.9 people. In 2050, it'll be 500,000 0.9
Bernie Sanders
divided by 6, taking care of 3 people in the whole country.
You're right,
He been giving all these numbers and nobody cares, Bernie.
He is so funny.
All right.
Okay.
Nobody cares. All right, so back to the migrants. Chicago.
What about it?
That's my kind of town, Chicago. Chicago. It's my
kind
of town. Chicago is that spinning town. Chicago is. It's loaded with migrants. Chicago is. It's a sanctuary city. Chicago is. It's that one town that will always let you down. Migrants, you gotta get out. The mayor said, you're no longer welcome in Chicago. Chicago.
Where are they going?
Now, didn't I
Trump
say,
Towers?
Didn't I not say, and you guys heard me say it on this channel, it's more inhumane to open your door and say, we're a sanctuary city, come. Uh-huh. That's, in my opinion, inhumane if you don't have a place for them to go.
Right.
You do better putting them on a bus and sending them right back over to Mexico.
There's other sanctuary cities. We talked about that.
That want them.
Yeah.
So why do we not sending them there?
That's Texas was sending them just to Chicago and New York.
Chicago begins evicting migrants from shelters.
Yeah.
Because the residents say the homeless people need them. So they brought all these migrants and welcomed them in. Welcome. Set them up in nice shelters, only to come back months later,
get out,
grab people by their shirt,
get the stepping,
and say, "Get the stepping," like Martin
Lawrence. Oh, where they going?
Franklin Romero, a 29-year-old Venezuelan migrant, said someone told him just one day before that he had to leave by 2 p.m. the next day.
Wow. Poor guy.
Chicago has begun evicting migrants from its shelters, a controversial policy that had been delayed for months, but appeared haphazard, a migrant told NBC News on Monday. Migrants who have been evicted, as well as those who face rapidly approaching deadlines, said there has been a widespread confusion about the process and frustration with being forced to leave while they still lack resources to find a place to go. So you ask, where do they go? We don't care. You go outside. That's inhumane to me.
Gonna be wandering on the streets.
That's inhumane to me. In the first 2 days of enforcement, fewer than 10 migrants have been evicted from their shelters, according to the city. 5 migrants were forced to leave Monday because of the policy, a city spokesperson said, while 3 were evicted on Sunday. Franklin, I guess he's one of them. It was unbelievable. We have no stability, said Romero, who was wearing a silver coat and black pants after he was forced out on a day with freezing temperatures and snow flurries. Romero said he tried to explain that he had to work Monday and could leave the shelter before 2 p.m. with all his belongings. He also said another person at the shelter told him that he actually needed to leave by 12:30. He felt disrespected by being rushed to leave the place he called home for months. And that's the problem. They should have never let you feel like that was your home for a few months.
Wow.
To me, that's inhumane.
Yeah, it's worse.
To me, that's worse.
Doing this, yeah.
That's worse to me.
I would have rather they had buses ready for them to take them either back to where they came from at the border to cross the, whatever, in Texas or whatever, or the other sanctuary cities that could, possibly, take them in as well. But not just wandering on the streets.
It says the city has sought to limit shelter stays to 60 days for more than 10,000 migrants. When they go in, do you make them, that you out of here in 60 days? Or are you kind of like haphazardly going, okay, well, you can stay here. If somebody know they out in 60 days, where I'm pulling you by your collar, you might rush a little bit faster to get out.
Interesting.
New arrivals, exit dates arrive. Okay, they got to make room for new arrivals to come. That's how they was doing it before. The evictions also come amid a measles outbreak at the shelters.
Yeah.
Thousands of migrants, including families with children, have been given an extension.
Yeah.
On Friday, the city said that nearly 36 people would be evicted from their shelters, but by evening, it said 31 migrants received extensions because of exemptions, which include enrollment in public benefits, pregnancy, or infant care, medical care, medical isolation, and quarantine, as well as having families with children under 18. It says by the April, 2,000 of them will be evicted. 3 times it was postponed because of extreme winter weather. Now we're not in winter anymore.
It's still cold, but we're not in the winter.
So what they gonna do?
I don't know. In all honesty, because you know how people say when they're homeless, sometimes they sleep in their car. These people don't even have cars to sleep in.
This one guy said, it cost me so much to find that job. He has a job. I don't even know what to do. I have no money coming in, and I'm the head of my household in Venezuela. He now has 60 more days. They gave him the extension, I guess. What they gonna do?
And think about this too. With people, if people are just wandering, that's more opportunities for them to
create a
crimes and steal.
If you gotta eat,
you're at Walmart pulling stuff off the shelf, putting it in your coat, trying to steal food and garbage cans.
Justice Fall says they will get arrested just to get basic necessities.
Thank you.
They'll go to
jail just to be warm and to get some food. Isn't that sad?
Now,
I'm trying to
this is one of the reasons why Joe Biden might lose the election. You was asking why, what were some of the reasons? One of them is because of the border and because of the migrant what's going on with the migrants. By November, he better hope it look better. Because if it gets worse, they not going to vote for him.
I'm wondering if, I don't know, Trump went to...
Trump want to put him on a bus and get him out of here.
He'll put him on a bus and what?
Yeah, he said it.
Take him where?
He said, I'm going back over to Mexico.
He would have to take him, pay for it. Who's going to pay for it?
You pay more for them being here than paying for a bus.
I'm just saying, even going to the other side of that, who going to pay for that? Now, Abbott used our tax money?
It's less money than it is to keep giving them money.
Abbott used the money that the government gave Texas to fly them over here or bus
and just so you know, our Supreme Court just said that Abbott has the right to secure his border. He wants to do other stuff, and they gave him the right to do it. You know why they did? Because our government's not doing anything. The Republicans and the Democrats aren't doing anything. So the Supreme Court stepped in and said, it is an emergency. Go ahead, Abbott. Do whatever you need to do. So now he's getting ready to put more officers. He's getting ready to arrest. Now, when they arrested him, they had to go through due process. They had to get arrested, go to jail, have an appearance. Abbott said, no, we arrest you. You're going on a bus and you're being shipped right back over to Mexico. You're not going to jail. You're not going in front of a judge. And there was some organizations that didn't like that. Probably the ACLU and things like that for people's rights. And they went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court says he could do it.
I honestly don't know, to be honest. I mean, it's like how she's talking about Trump every day.
Yep.
I'm just drained talking about migrants.
I don't know what else to do. I know.
All I can do is pray. I have nothing else to do. It's almost like if you can't do anything or come up with any ideals or suggestions, all you can do is pray. I just pray that, safety not only for them, but for people in the neighborhoods, because that opens the door for more opportunities of crime. And was it Justice that said it? Get arrested so you can go to jail and be warm.
No. It's not if you're in Texas. You get arrested, you're out of here. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Until that law passes here.
Look, it's really sad when you get to a point where you're like, just take them back, send them back.
To me, it's
what else can you say?
People dogged out.
Don't nobody want them over here,
and that's wrong.
And it's like, Lord, there are so many sanctuary cities other than Chicago and New York.
Why can't
Why are they not going to those places?
And they asking them to come there. Some of them are.
The mayor, Chicago mayor.
Why is he not sending them there?
Just seriously, to me, that's common sense.
I don't know, Lenore. I don't know.
And they can do what they need to get done there because they have room for them. All of the large numbers have hit both cities so hard.
So then, why? Since you're asking that question, wouldn't that be a question to ask the Chicago mayor?
Yes.
Why are you not doing that?
And our governor. Come on.
So that's what I'm saying.
Just do the right thing. At least let that be Plan B.
Then you got the Haitians.
Oh.
So here we go with this.
And DeSantis is trying to do his own thing, like the governor of Texas.
No, he's worse.
Well, I'm just saying they're doing their own thing, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because what is he doing?
Well, he told you what he's doing. He's sending...
No, DeSantis.
Yeah, he tell you what he's doing. I'm sending boats out there. Oh, if you got a boat that's trying to come over here from Haiti...
your boat go right back.
We're going to turn that boat around and send you right back.
Guns going to be pointed
at him. And if you try to keep going, we're going to shoot you down.
They may take a chance. Because
who wouldn't take a chance? I either get shot by you or the gangs if I go back.
If I go back, I'm gonna get violated and shot.
So now Biden
is with you. I'll get shot or I look and die.
So Biden is thinking about opening up Guantanamo Bay. What is it? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Where's that?
The one where they used to keep the
soldiers,
Cuban prisoners.
Oh,
what's the Cuban jail? Hold on, y'all.
Is that on the Cuba island? It's its own island, right?
What's the name of it, y'all?
Is that a military base? I have no idea. You mentioned it and it sounds familiar. So, not sure.
Guantanamo. You know I can't never say it. Guantanamo Bay. Naval base. Now it's over there. It's a naval base now. Okay. They asking if we still own it. Oh. And apparently we do.
Okay. Maybe
Guantanamo. That's it. Okay. Guantanamo Bay. They're asking if we still own it, and we do.
And they thinking maybe the Haitians can go there.
Well, that's what Biden is saying as a temporary holding thing. Instead of doing what DeSantis is doing, he's saying steer the boat. The Navy would come out and steer the boat over there and take them over there.
Here's the thing, though. Okay, I get what these governors are doing. I know one thing that would outrage everybody, whether we are in agreement or not with so many coming over. Especially when people of color, Black people, we get a little more like, how dare you? If he starts to harm any of those people, I know steer the boat to the back, go back, or hopefully we have a plan B, go to another place. If he starts to take lives.
Yeah, it is, especially kids.
That's it, DeSantis. We're not going to sit here
and let you
watch you just shoot down Haitians.
And allegedly, I have to put the word allegedly, the reason why Haiti is in the state is part of it is because of the United States.
Oh.
So if you create a monster,
wow,
you should be there to clean it up.
We have something to do with that taking
just
over
like
stuff?
We did with the Middle East.
Yeah.
With selling guns and it's so much stuff.
I know. That's why you have to pray. Because our hands are dirty sometimes and you're like, Lord, we got dirty hands.
So y'all, let's keep an eye out on what's going on with the Haitians.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that DeSantis doesn't just run rapid.
Thank you.
Rapid. I said rapid.
Rapid. Like the rapid that you put.
And let's make sure that the same what's the word? Humility or humanitarian that you're doing with the ones that come across the Mexico border, that same treatment is sent to the Haitians.
You better not shoot down one family. We'll be on you like white on rice.
Let's see.
Because we should be outraged if we're sitting at our TV sets and watching the governor of Florida harm anybody. I get it. He don't want them to come. They did that with Cuba. Exactly. A lot of Cubans were coming. And that little boy, His mom and dad,
Emmanuel.
And he had to fight. They brought him back. But if you lay a hand on them and harm them, I don't know. He went back with his dad. We should have looked for him when we was over there visiting.
Let's look and see. What is that little Cuban boy?
Because he's older now, much older. I remember that.
What was his name? Emmanuel or something?
Who was the Cuban boy? You guys remember the story when his mom and dad were, I think he wanted to be here in Florida with his mom and his dad came to get him, or was that the story?
Elon Gonzalez. Is that him?
Is it?
No, that's not him.
No.
Yeah.
Gonzalez.
Elon Gonzalez. Is that him?
I don't know.
Cuban industrial engineer politician who as a young boy became embroiled in the international. That's him.
That's him? That's his father.
No, him. Elion. Elion Gonzalez. Elion Gonzalez is a Cuban industrial engineer. That's what he's doing now. And politician. Who as a young child became embroiled in the international custody and immigration controversy.
Yes, I remember
Elion Gonzalez.
Yep. Dad and mom fighting over him.
His mother drowned.
That's it.
She was trying to bring
and he lived from Cuba.
And he lived. Elion Gonzalez was 5 years old when found, nestled in an inner tube, floating on the sea.
Oh, Lord.
Remember they said the dolphins and everything was helping him?
Lord
they was pushing him along. Y'all remember that?
Oh, I remember that story. This little boy, he's older now.
But they don't say, let me see, July, the Cuban boy castaway becomes a lawmaker. Yeah, he's a lawmaker now. Gonzalez's legislative term comes to historic, so he's a lawmaker right now.
Oh, bless his heart.
Yeah, Elion Gonzalez.
I remember that. That's got to be what, in the 80s?
It was 1993.
93.
No, he was born in 93. So that was 5 years.
5 years from that.
98.
Wow.
Elion Gonzalez.
Okay. But just be careful not to hurt.
Justice says we should ask our allies to take some of them in their countries. No, they being inundated there too, Justice.
They are?
Yeah, they was talking about
the Haitians coming over
in Europe. No, other
people.
Yeah. You got Asian people too. They got millions of people. Y'all remember when that fake submarine went down and the millionaire was on there, billionaire?
Yeah.
Well, there was like 3 boats over there in Europe that had
taken migrants to,
and it was over 300-400 people drowned.
Yeah.
In 3 different boats, and nobody was talking about it because they're talking about the submarine.
Because the submarine had the rich folks.
The submersion machine. I'm sorry, not submarine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the latest.
But I see what Justice is saying. There's other countries as well, other than other sanctuary cities. There are other countries that can possibly take them in. So
I'll end with the funny, but every day you always want to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is. Well, the donkey of the day, I'm sure everybody's heard this story, is the 4th former Mississippi officer sentenced to 40 years in racially charged torture cases. These guys went around calling themselves the Goon Squad.
Really?
They were Mississippi police officers.
Oh my gosh.
It says that the officers pleaded guilty to torturing 2 black men and were sentenced to 40 years in prison. Horrifying brutality of the self-claimed Goon Squad. A judge imposed the harshest sentence so far to former Rankin County Sheriff's Deputy Christian Dedman, saying he committed the most shocking, brutal, and cruel acts unimaginable. They took things and stuck it up in the man's, butts. They made them. They put battery acid on them. They made them choke on stuff. They just tortured them. They tortured them. And one of them they tortured just because it was the guy lived next door, the police officer, and the black guys lived next door, and there was a white lady there. They didn't like that probably that it was a white lady over there. So it says victims came face to face with their tormentors in the trial.
They're still living?
Yeah, they still alive.
That's sad. That's sad to be scarred like that.
The lies, the pain, and one of them stood up and said, "The lies, the pain I caused them, I will never forgive myself for. If I could take everything back, I promised that I would. I got into law enforcement not as a devil, I really wanted to make a difference. So he was part of this white Mississippi law enforcement officers who raided the home without a warrant, subjected 2 black men, Eddie Parker and Michael Jenkins, to racist torture, tased them over and over again after they had already been handcuffed, beat them up with various objects, and then shot Jenkins in the mouth. So one of them, I guess, is after hearing the attorneys and the relatives of the victims they praised the sentence. So one of them did get shot in the mouth.
Wow.
Now, one thing I did like about one of these guys, you know how they always go to the parents and they say, you know, what do you think about what your son did or whatever? And you know how parents normally make excuses? They didn't.
The parents?
Or
the one parent?
The one guy's parent. Older white couple. They said that was not right what he did, and he's going to have to pay for it. They didn't make excuses for it. They didn't say, well, my son is, no.
Or they become the victim. He was probably bothering them.
Yes.
That's just evil.
So they got like 40 years. Some of them got like 17. Another defendant got 17 years.
Will they even be protected in prison?
The former officer left Jenkins on the floor to bleed as they planted a gun on the victim and plotted their cover story. So they was trying to cover it up. Isn't that something?
That's just evil. How did people find out?
I don't know.
I feel bad for these men.
The guys went and told, I think. Press charges.
That's real sad.
And they said they've been, what'd you say, Ma?
That was their own home.
Yeah, that was their home. They said that they have been doing this for years to other black guys, but nobody was felt they were scared to say something. Mississippi.
They let these 2 cops bully them.
And these 2 guys stood up to it and went and told to the DA.
But they've been doing this for how long?
For years, they said. Years.
How many other cops?
They called the Goon Squad.
How many other police officers are like this? And that's why you see people don't trust them.
And that's why they said hopefully this case will send a message to other ones that's out there doing that. That you gonna get caught out. The FBI was part of this, I think, of catching them. Okay. But they saying that we're gonna find you and you're gonna pay for it.
That's sad.
So he gave them donkey of the day.
You think for somebody to dislike a person's race that bad, you would think that evil took over their mind, to their spirit, to do that, because that's something that's beyond a human.
They said when it took place in January 2023, the officers went to a home in Braxton after a neighbor reported several black men were staying at a white woman's home. This is 2024.
Thank you. How many black men and white women do you not
see? On
the
night of January 24th, without a search warrant, the 6 law officers kicked in the door of the home of the 2 black men and subject them to an hour and a half of hell, an FBI director said. Parker, one of the guys, was a longtime friend of the white lady who was living at the home and helping take care of her. Federal prosecutor said Jenkins was living at the home temporarily. Despite having no probable cause to believe either had committed a crime, the 6 officers handcuffed and arrested the man, kicked and beat them, bombarded them with racial slurs, forced them to strip naked, assaulted them with a variety of objects, up there, you know what, tased them. How come it's even back, like even in slavery days, they would cut their penis off and emasculate them? Are we still afraid of black men? I said, you got to emasculate them. It's like, because what is it? Because they seem so strong to you or something?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what evil this is.
But that wasn't enough for these guys. The FBI director said one of them had the idea to stage a mock execution. So he took his weapon and secretly removed a bullet from the chamber. Then he put the barrel in one of the victim's mouth and pulled the trigger. Okay. Dry firing the gun. So that's why I wanted to keep reading, so I know. Then he did it again. But this time, the gun didn't dry fire. It discharged, sending a bullet into the victim's mouth, breaking his jaw. So he lived. Oh, there it is, the bullet coming out. He survived.
Wow.
So they was trying to play with them taking the bullet out. We know that when we went to the police training,
right?
There's always sometimes a bullet lodged in there.
Right, you gotta be careful. The thing that you went to say when he went to say whatever he said at the court, I don't think there's nothing you can say.
He apologized.
There's no apology accepted. The only other thing he can say was I was possessed or something.
I made some very poor life-changing decisions. They were morally and legally wrong, he said while apologizing to the families. He said a deputy was whatever. He just was
probably shouldn't read that. We shouldn't be reading this kind of story because we got a Citizens Academy class tomorrow.
We have a Police Citizens Academy class tomorrow that we're going to. No, that's good.
And we probably going to be the only blacks there.
Yeah.
Sitting there looking at the cops as they talk about how they pull people over. And we going to be sitting like this. Okay.
No, we'll talk. Not all cops are bad.
I'm just saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why because not all cops are bad, the ones that are bad, you got to get rid of them because they make you look bad. You got to get them out of there.
But my thing is too, how is it that they're able to, unless all of them are like this or have that same spirit, how is it that they were able to get away with this?
Because nobody said anything.
So they all must feel that way.
What's the difference between that and back in slavery?
That's what I'm saying. That whole police department. Is it like a Andy Griffin where there's just 2 or 3 of them?
Oh, I don't know.
And they all work together?
I don't know.
Wow.
All right. Now, we always try to show something funny or do something funny every day. So this is Randy Orton versus The Big Show. Him and his son wrestling.
Got Randy Orton in the corner. Big Show's prone here. Big Show in front. And Randy Orton RKO off the distraction. Randy Orton RKO. Oh, Big Show. As Big Show was staring at the authority.
Yes, he is.
Can Randy Orton capitalize on it? Can he cover the Big Show? What an incredible turn of events here. Big Show and Randy Orton get the right before he Randy Orton. Oh my God, Randy Orton in the corner. Big Show's prone here. Big Show in front. And Randy Orton RKO off the distraction. Randy Orton RKO. Oh, Big Show. As Big Show was staring at the authority. Can Randy Orton capitalize on it? Can he cover the Big Show? What an incredible turn of events here. Big Show and Randy Orton get the right before he
Oh my goodness. And not only did he stand up and jump, he went on his head and flipped over and fell on him. That's a move for real. Oh, he got to be dangerous though. Oh my God. I hope you don't do that with other kids.
Isn't that cute?
That's cute though with Dad.
All right. Don't forget to get our book, 100 Family-Friendly Jokes. The link is in the description and the book is on Amazon. Tomorrow we'll probably come on earlier because we do have that Police Academy class.
Either earlier or later.
So 4 o'clock probably. Either 4 or we'll come on after the class, which would be late. Like what, 8?
I guess we could do earlier.
I'd rather do early.
Okay.
So earlier. So it'd be like 4 o'clock or something.
Yeah.
All right. Take us out.
Father God, we thank you. We give you all the glory and honor that belongs to you, Lord. We thank you for life. We thank you for the activities of our limbs. And we just we continue to pray, oh God, for all that we can do is pray for those of us who have opportunities to make things better for our migrants and homeless people and people that are just not doing well. And even the situations with our government and their involvement with the Middle East and Ukraine. We pray, Father God, that your will be done in whatever America is doing and that we are listening to you and that we are being obedient. You said in your word, if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and seek my face and turn from their wicked, humble themselves and pray and seek your face, oh God, and turn from our wicked ways. And then we know that you will bless and you will heal the land, oh God. But we just pray that we will be humbled, oh God, and that whatever it takes for humility, oh God, to be with man, no matter if it's the governors of Texas and DeSantis of Florida and our governor and all the states, oh God, we just pray that your will be done even in the migrant situation, oh God, that we don't want to become a country where we don't care and we just let people just wander and they're hurt and they're not taken care of, oh God. Because you even, when you came, Lord Jesus, you made sure people was fed, even when you were speaking to them. And you made sure people, if they wanted to be healed, you laid hands on them. You made sure that people were taken care of. And I just pray that we continue to be obedient to your word in making sure that people are fed if we see them hungry and whatever else is needed. And we just pray for the situation with the cop, the police officers that were found guilty. We're praying for all of our law enforcers. Lord, we know there's good cops, oh God, and we know if we didn't have any officers and law enforcers, we would be messed up. So we thank you, are grateful for them and what they do. And we thank you, oh God, that hopefully and prayerfully that we will see the good in them more and more, so where people will trust them in the communities, oh God, and not have to hear stories like this. This is so sad, oh God, that these men were hurting these gentlemen, oh God, because of their race. We know the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and he would use whoever he can to hurt others, oh God, but you've given us the victory because of your blood and your son Jesus. And we thank you, oh God, for who you are in all of our lives who do know you. We continue to pray over the people in our chat room, oh God, and each and every family represented in the mighty name of Jesus. And we will forever give you the praise and glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe. And that was another Woods Report. See you later. See you later, TikTok.